Good morning, students. Welcome you in today's GK class, that is Chapter 11 ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. So, students, what is an ISRO? ISRO stands for Indian Space Research Organization. It is the space agency of the Government of India and has its headquarters in the city in Bangalore. And ISRO was established under the aegis of the Department of Space to develop space-related programs and technologies. ISRO, in its efforts towards making India self-reliant, is mainly into developing satellites, launch vehicles, sounding rockets, and associated ground systems. ISRO has successfully developed two major space satellite systems: INSAT for communication, television, broadcasting, and meteorological services, and the Indian remote sensing satellites for management of the natural resources. Besides the above-mentioned satellite system, the ISRO has also successfully developed four satellite launch vehicles, that is SLV, ASLV, PSLV, and GSLV, to place INSAT or IRS satellites in the required orbits. The latest among its ambitious activities has been related to space mission. The Mars Orbiter mission, which is India's first interplanetary mission to planet Mars with an orbiter craft designed to orbit Mars in an elliptical orbit. This was launched on 5th November 2013 from Sriharikota. The Mars Orbiter mission, informally called Mangalyaan, successfully entered the orbit around Mars on 24 September 2014, making India the first country to achieve success in its first attempt. Now, satellites launched by ISRO. ISRO built India's first satellite Aryabhat, which was launched by the Soviet Union on 19th April 1975. It was named after the mathematician Aryabhat. In 1980, Rohini became the first satellite to be placed in orbit by an Indian-made launch vehicle, SLV-3. ISRO subsequently developed two other rockets, that is PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, for launching satellites into polar orbits, and the GSLV for placing satellites into geostationary orbits. These rockets have launched numerous communication satellites and Earth observation satellites. Satellite navigation systems like Gagan and IRNSS has been deployed. In January 2014, ISRO used an indigenous cyclogenic engine CE 7.5 in a GSLV D5 launched by the GSAT-14. ISRO sent a lunar orbiter Chandrayaan-1 on 22nd October 2008. which discovered lunar water in the form of ice, and the Mars Orbiter mission on 5th November 2013, which entered Mars orbit on 24 September 2014, making India the first nation to succeed on its maiden attempt to Mars, as well as the first space agency in Asia to reach Mars orbit. On 18 June 2016, ISRO launched 20 satellites in a single vehicle, and on 15 February 2017, and ISRO launched 104 satellites in a single rocket, a world record. ISRO launched its heaviest rocket, GSLV, on 5th June 2017 and placed a communication satellite, GSAT-19, in orbit. With this launch, ISRO became capable of launching 4-ton heavy satellites into GTU. On 22nd July 2019, ISRO launched its second lunar mission, Chandrayaan-2, to study the lunar geology and the distribution of lunar water. Future plans include development of the Unified Launch Vehicle, a small satellite launch vehicle, development of a reusable launch vehicle, human spaceflight, a space station, interplanetary probes, and a solar spacecraft mission. Students, as you know, the world of science is wonderful. Science is one of the most important channels of knowledge. Means it has a specific role as well as a variety of functions for the benefit of our society, improving education and increasing the quality of our lives. Science must respond to societal needs and global challenges. Do you know that the scientists of ISRO work tirelessly to bring the name of India in the world of space research? Let us know more about ISRO. As you know, students, the Indian Space Research Organization, or we can say ISRO, is the space agency of the Government of India and has its headquarters in the city of Bangalore. So, let's come. The Indian National Committee for Space Research, or we can say INCOSPAR, was set up by the Government of India in 1962. Its vision is to harness space technology for national development while pursuing space science research and planetary exploration. INCOSPAR was established by Jawaharlal Nehru under the Department of Atomic Energy in 1962 with the urging of scientist Vikram Sarabhai, recognizing the need in space research. INCOSPAR grew and became ISRO in 1969, also under the Department of Atomic Energy. In 1972, the Government of India has set up a Space Commission and the Department of Space, bringing ISRO under the Department of Space. The establishment of ISRO thus institutionalized space research activities in India. It is managed by the Department of Science, which reports to the Prime Minister of India. Second, INCUSPA, or we can say Indian National Committee for Space Research, set up the Thamba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station in Thiruvananthapuram. Third, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO was formed in 1969. Today, ISRO is one of the sixth largest space agency in the world. Clear? Now, let's know more about Dr. Vikram Ambala Sarabhai. Dr. Sarabhai was considered as the father of the Indian space program. He was a great institution builder and established or helped to establish a large number of institutions in diverse fields. He was instrumental in establishing the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad. After returning from Cambridge to an independent India in 1947, he persuaded charitable trust controlled by his family and friends to endow a research institution near home in Ahmedabad. Thus, Vikram Sarabhai founded the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad on November 11, 1947. He was only 28 at that time. Sarabhai was a creator and cultivator of institutions, and PRL was the first step in that direction. Vikram Sarabhai served of PRL from 1966 to 1971. He was also chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission. He, along with other Ahmedabad-based industrialists, played a major role in the creation of the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Some of the most well-known institutions established by Dr. Sarabhai are Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, Community Science Center in Ahmedabad, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Thiruvananthapuram, etc. Indian Space Program. The establishment of the Indian Space Research Organization, or we can say ISRO, was one of his greatest achievements. He successfully convinced the government of the importance of a space program for a developing country like India after the Russian Sputnik launch. Dr. Sarabhai emphasized the importance of a space program in its quote. There are some who question to the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of the competing with the economically advanced nation in the exploration of the moon or the planets or main space flight. As a result of Dr. Sarabhai dialogue with NASA in 1966, the satellite instructional television experiment was launched during July 1975 to July 1976, when Sarabhai was no more. Dr. Sarabhai started a project for the fabrication and launch of an Indian satellite. As a result, the first Indian satellite, Aryebyar, was put in orbit in 1975 from a Russian cosmodrome. Dr. Sarabhai was very interested in science education and founded a community science center at Ahmedabad in 1966. Today, the center is called the Vikram A. Sarabhai Community Science Center. Clear? Now, let's move to the exercise. Answer the following questions. Question first. Who is the first chairman of ISRO? Answer is Vikram Sarabhai. I have already explained you that Dr. Vikram Sarabhai is considered as the father of the Indian space program. The establishment of ISRO was one of his greatest achievements. So the answer is Vikram Sarabhai. Question second. What is the first satellite built by ISRO? The answer is Aryabharat. Question third. What is the full form of GSLV? The answer GSLV means Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. Question 4. Who is the President Chairman of ISRO? The answer is K. Sivan. Question number 5. When was Chandrayaan first launched? The answer is Chandrayaan first was launched on October 22nd, 2008. Now question 6. Which is India's first satellite exclusively used for educational purpose? The answer is EduState or GSAT-3. Question number 7. What is Chandrayaan-2 mission's lander called? The answer is Vikram. Now, last question, that is question number 8. What is Chandrayaan-2 mission's rover called? The answer is Pragyan. Clear?